Welcome, theater lovers, to episode 15 of One Man's Opinion. Today, I will be discussing the first show of Long Wharf Theater's 2021-22 season, The Chinese Lady, written by Lloyd Suh and directed by Ralph B. Pena, running through October 31st. The Chinese Lady tells the story of Afong Moy, played by Shannon Tyo. Afong Moy is believed to be the first Chinese woman to come to the United States. She was a real person. I don't use the word immigrate because that's not what happened. She didn't come here of her own free will, but was sold to Nathaniel and Frederick Karn for 2 years by her family in 1934. She was only 14 years old. The Karns end up keeping her far longer than the 2-year contract agreed upon, putting her on exhibition as a human oddity, and ends up traveling the country being put on exhibition for Americans to gawk at and observe as she put on her hourly show describing her traditions from China, like how they eat with chopsticks, their rituals with drinking tea, and more horrifically, foot binding, which is best left for her and her assistant Atung, played by John Norman Schneider, to describe if you don't know what that is. Usually, I leave the design for last in my reviews, but The Chinese Lady is such a gorgeous show. Standing center stage at the top of the show is a giant shipping crate, which transforms into a box with a moving platform that rides down stage out of it, with Afong Moy sitting on a chair. The design by Junghyun Georgia Lee is effective, yet not overdramatic. Jiyoun Chang's lighting is perfect. She delicately contours the two actors with light and shadow, especially as the play nears the end, and never sharpens the focus too much, giving a touch of fading history, which is gorgeous. Linda Cho's costumes are wonderful as well. The evolution of Afong Moy and Atung's dress throughout the show has meticulous detail when it comes to the initial success of Afong Moy's show in America, making little ornate differences in each scene, to the Americanization of their costumes a little further down the line. Fabian Obispo's composition and sound design is also superb. His balance and timing of music and sound effect cues give The Chinese Lady an added weight, and also at times gives it levity. I know I'm making predictions here, but as a member of the Connecticut Critics Circle, this show is going to be a front runner in the design categories come award season in June, as far as I'm concerned. It is splendidly done all around. Superb work to the entire design team. Now, The Chinese Lady as a story is tragic and at times disturbingly voyeuristic. These are not negative critiques. On the contrary, especially the voyeurism, it brings the story home rather effectively. The audience's role becomes complicit. When we laugh at the naive 14-year-old girl who sits before us, we do so at a cost. Now, is it funny? Yes. Should we not laugh at some of the humor? No, it's there for a reason. There is a knowing wink of the eye in the dialogue written by Suh and delicately directed by Pena that makes it okay to laugh at the appropriate times. Shannon Tyo is great. Her ability to start off at the age of 14 and develop up into her 80s is striking. I can't tell what her real age is. She does this so well. And yes, the costuming and the makeup also help with that, but a lot of it is her performance. The nuance of motion, the inflection of voice, the presentation of wisdom that has developed over the decades is meticulously defined. John Norman Schneider is also wonderful. He plays a more passive character, but about midway through the play, he gets his moment on stage by himself, where he gets to share his deeper feelings and wishes. It's obviously placed there to allow time for a design change backstage, but it does give him a moment to allow us to empathize with someone who sometimes feels complicit in Afong Moy's enslavement to the Karns and then later in the play to P.T. Barnum. If I do have one strong negative critique of The Chinese Lady, it's its ending. The play jumps from around 1902 to the present day, in which Suh has decided to write a recap of the message that we are supposed to receive from the previous 90 minutes or so. And I hate it when playwrights do this, because it feels like they don't trust the audience enough. That, or they don't trust themselves enough to ensure the themes and intents of the play are clear enough through the rest of the play. It's already a powerful piece of theater that tells the story of a mostly forgotten person who was abused throughout her whole life, while people treated her like a freak and oddity. The message is there, and it is very clear and beautifully and powerfully told. There's no reason for a recap of what we are supposed to be feeling. I think it's already excellently done, and it's redundant. But aside from that, I strongly encourage everyone to see The Chinese Lady. It's sad and tragic, but Afong Moy was a resilient woman and does leave us with hope and a challenge to do better, which should be an inspiration for us all. So that's one man's opinion of The Chinese Lady at Long Wharf Theater, running through October 31st. Leave yours in the comments below, and be sure to like, share, and subscribe to see more of my reviews. I will leave a link in the description box to Long Wharf's website so you can get ticket information. I return to Broadway for my next review as I discuss Dana H. Thank you for watching, and I will see you at the theater.